Everyday news channels keep on displaying Sensex gains or loses XYZ points, Nifty gains or lose XYZ points. However, if both represents the Indian stock market, why do we need two indices? And which one should investors pay more attention to? In our last video, we took our first step into the world of stock market indices. We learned what a stock market index is and understood India's two most popular indices, which are Sensex and Nifty. Now, then, if both, that is, Sensex and Nifty, are talking about Indian stock market, a natural question arises: why do we have two indices? Why not just one? Is Sensex better than Nifty? Or is Nifty better than Sensex? And most importantly, which one should investors actually follow? Let's find it out. In our previous video, we learned that an index is like a report card of the market. Instead of checking thousands of companies individually, we create a basket of selected companies and track that basket. If the basket rises, we say the market is rising. If it falls, we say market is falling. India has thousands of listed companies. Tracking all of them is nearly impossible. That's why indices were created. The two famous indices we have already discussed, which are Sensex and Nifty, both aim to measure the performance of Indian stock market. However, they are not identical. Let's begin with Sensex. Sensex belongs to Bombay Stock Exchange. The exchange itself is one of the oldest stock exchange in Asia. The word Sensex comes from sensitivity plus index. Sensex consists of 31 large companies and well-established companies. These companies come from different sectors of the economy. For example, banking, IT, automobiles, consumer goods, energy, pharmaceuticals, and so on. The idea is simple. If these major companies perform well, the Indian economy is generally doing well. Think of Sensex as selecting the 31 star performers of the market. Now let's talk about Nifty. Nifty belongs to the National Stock Exchange. The name Nifty comes from National plus 50. As the name suggests, Nifty contains 51 companies. Back then it had 50, now it has 51. Like Sensex, these companies are large and influential businesses. However, because Nifty includes more companies, it covers a broader portion of the market. Imagine two teachers evaluating a class. One teacher reviews 30 students, the other reviews 50 students. Both can understand how the class is performing. However, the teacher evaluating 50 students may get a more complete picture. This is one reason many investors consider Nifty a broader benchmark. The biggest practical difference is the number of companies. Sensex tracks 31, Nifty tracks 51 companies. As a result, Nifty compares and captures a slightly wider representation of the economy. However, don't think this makes Sensex unimportant. The two indices often move in the same direction. When markets are bullish, both generally rise. When markets are bearish, both generally fall. At times, you will see and observe that both are moving in different directions. If both represents India, why do sometimes they move in different directions? Because they contain different baskets. Imagine two fruit baskets. Basket A contains apples, mangoes, and bananas, and basket B contains apple, mangoes, bananas. Along with that, it also contains oranges and grapes. Now, suppose oranges suddenly become very expensive. Basket B will benefit more. Similarly, Nifty contains additional companies that Sensex doesn't. Therefore, daily performance can differ slightly at times. A lot of times, investors are often confused and they usually ask this question that which index represents India better? This is the question everyone asks. The answer is both, however, in slight different ways. Sensex has enormous historical significance. For decades, it has been the face of Indian stock market. Many investors still look at Sensex first. However, Nifty has become the preferred benchmark for many professional investors because it contains more companies, it covers more sectors. Many index funds tracks Nifty. Many derivatives are based on Nifty. Institutional investors use it extensively. Think of this way, if Sensex is a high quality summary of India, then Nifty is a slightly more detailed summary. Nothing is wrong. Both tell the same story of and from different angles. For most of the investors, following either of the index is enough. If Nifty is up significantly, the market is probably doing well. If Sensex is down sharply, the market is probably struggling. The important thing is not memorizing daily points. The important thing is understanding the trend. Too many investors become excited because Sensex rose 1000 points. However, points alone doesn't matter. Percentage matters. Market direction matters. Long-term wealth creation matters. So today we have learned Sensex, which is managed by BSC, which tracks 31 companies, and Nifty, which is managed by NSE, which tracks 51 companies. Both are benchmark of Indian stock market. Neither is inherently better. However, Nifty is generally considered a broader benchmark because it includes more companies. Think of them as two thermometers measuring the same economy. The readings may differ slightly, however, both help us understand the overall health of the market. Now, here's a fascinating question. If Sensex and Nifty contain only selected companies, who decides which companies are included? And what happens when a company is removed? Can a stock price rise simply because it enters an index? In the next video, we'll explore the hidden world of index construction and we'll discover how companies enter and exit in India's most important indices. Hope this video was useful to you and you have learned something today. If yes, then